Hello everyone! How is everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing okay, and it looks like I managed to break my stream a little bit. I was playing around with some new fonts, and I think I'm going to have to figure out how to redo all that. Decided that the font that I was using I didn't really like it. So let me see if I can do something about this. Give me 1 second while I wait for the game to open. Alright, so we are in level 3 zone control. Whoops. Okay, so we have a choice between Grace and Jinx. So I think what I will do is I will roll for who will be assisted. 1 to 3 will be Grace, and 4 to 6 will be Jinx. Hello, Private Maverick, and it looks like we're going to be helping Grace. I rolled a 3. Iris, can you message Rhapsody? Ask them to head upstairs and fix up our FOD2. I'm going uptown to help Grace.
Okay.
You got it, Socks. The apartment will be ready to go by the time you get back. Okay, I'm just playing with stuff here. Let's see, you missed the last stream. What happened? Basically what happened was that we were entered into the tournament at Hamza's place, and we ended up winning. And one of the prizes that we ended up winning was our very own Fist of Discomfort 2 machine. And we also decided to, with our sponsor money, decide to get a team house for Team Future Forward to live in. And we ended up finding out that Jinx's sibling owns the building that Good Clean Fun is situated in. And Jinx's sibling was more than willing to have us rent the apartment next to Jinx because of the fact that Jinx had already made stuff up so that she could have complete accessibility. So everything was cool with that. I'm just doing some fine-tuning of my overlay here. Please excuse the dust. Alright, there we go. I think we're good. I apologize if it looks a little bit awkward, but I decided I didn't want to use that clunky video game font anymore. Alright, tucking my phone back into my pocket, I head out the doors of DCF and off to the subway. We are going to help Grace with moving her game collection to our new digs. With half the city packing it in for the day and the other half getting ready for the night ahead, it's a fairly crowded train ride up to 23rd Street. I rarely go uptown, not much point. That's where all the finance and business hubbub goes down and where the rich establish their legacies. Guess this is where Grace used to live, in her family's manor house. A manor house in the middle of the city being pretty damn weird to boot. But while I'm expecting to get further directions from the tram station to meet her at her home, she's actually at the station and waiting for me. Along with 4 giant cardboard boxes packed to the brim with plastic cartridges. Honestly, it's a miracle I managed to carry them all myself, but when I got to the turnstile, well, I realized I couldn't do this on my own.
Thanks a bunch.
Thanks for coming by, Socks. Moving these is so much easier with a helper. The old game console carts shifting around in my box as the subway rattles around menacingly are a bit worrying. Hopefully the rough ride isn't damaging them. Okay, we rolled a 1, so that's going to be option 1. Why didn't you use the moving service we hired everyone else did? I don't get it. We hired movers to help with stuff like this, Grace. They could have packed up and relocated your whole collection for you. Iris sent a sign-up sheet around to the whole team, but you didn't sign up for anything. Why not? It's really not a bother, honest. I figured I wouldn't want to trouble anyone. Easier under the circumstances to take them myself, right? Besides, these are my babies. I can't trust them to just anyone. I guess you wanted to focus on your games first and foremost, right? Clothes, furniture, other knickknacks can come later. I already kept some of my clothes at Jinx's place. That's all I really need. I live digitally, not physically. Well, okay, so old video games are a bit more physical and plasticky than purely digital, but you get the idea. This is odd. Everybody else, excluding Domino, had oodles of stuff to move over to the new apartments. And given what I already know about Grace's living situation, I think I have a guess why. Grace, level with me, okay? You didn't sign up for moving trucks to show up at your house. You aren't taking any stuff other than your game collection. It's almost like you're sneaking out of your family home. I left a note. You left a note to say you're moving away from home?
I don't like confrontations.
I didn't want a huge confrontation. There'd be yelling and demands. They'd put all sorts of guilt on me, and I just wanted to quietly slip out, not be a bother to anyone, not stir up any trouble. I don't need any stuff for my home. All I need are the games I love, and if they get mad, well, I can deal with that later, right? Family drama alert, we have reached DEFCON 5. Whoop, whoop, awooga! But what's done is done. We've got to finish the move into the new headquarters, and clearly she's uncomfortable talking about it. I can help her deal with the fallout later. For now, I should at least try to keep her in good cheer. So, how many games are in those boxes anyway? Let's see, about 200 NES carts, 100 SNES and Sega Genesis carts, about 100 loose discs for the Sega Dreamcast, Nintendo PlayStation and the Atari XLX, plus a few mint rares and some prototypes. I've got a boxed stadium events and a Nintendo World Championship Grey cart. Damn! I've even got a rare ET prototype for the Atari 2600, which was totally awful. Thank goodness they fixed it before release, right? Okay, so what Grace is mentioning is that the World of Arcade Spirits takes place in an alternate future where the ET game was fixed before release and delayed so that it was actually good instead of causing the downfall of Atari and zillions of Atari unsold merchandise to be buried in the desert. And she's calling back to the whole situation. That sounds valuable. Old and valuable.
Of course.
Yes. I curate my collection very carefully. I didn't have enough space in the storage unit for too many games, so I only picked ones I really wanted. Well, if there are even 200 NES games, there's one thing that you do have to remember, Time Sage: homebrew. It took years scouring the collector scene for the games I wanted, but it's more or less complete now. I mean, I'm always tweaking and tuning the archive a little. Wait, you kept it all in a storage unit, not your bedroom? And Grace's good cheer wobbles a little.
Well, I mean, I wasn't technically allowed to.
Oh boy. Wasn't technically allowed to, huh?
My parents saw video games as a waste of time. I wasn't allowed to own a video game console. They barely tolerate my little portable one because I insisted it's more of a computer than a game system, thanks to my extensive notifications. So, I keep my stuff off-site, away from their disapproving glares. But now, I can keep it at Jinx's place. She doesn't mind at all, and even lets me hook up some of my old consoles there. And even better, I can share these wonderful games with everyone else. I know our focus is on arcade games, FOD2, yeah, but also Zappers, Lycan games, and Domino shooters. But I hope I can show you all the love I have for these cute little toys from days gone by. Back when all you needed was a gamepad, a best friend, and a TV to live your best life.
Yeah, I can understand too. Time Sage, she is related to Gavin. I'll admit, that sort of good cheer is infectious. I know about as much about console games as I do arcade games, but I know passion when I hear it. Okay, so we could roll to 3, so it's going to be option 2. How about after the housewarming party, we do the Mario until the break of dawn? I think what this calls for is an all-night marathon of Italian plumbers jumping on turtles straight on through till dawn. What do you say? Once everybody's done celebrating the big move-in, we set up your game consoles and get to gaming.
I really don't think that's... I think
I'm going to want to sleep tonight, actually. I'm trying to pull less all-nighters, not more. Sometimes I get so hyper-focused on developing my own game that I go hours and hours long into the night, and I feel all run down and awful later. Not that I don't want to play games with you. I'm just saying, I'm trying to say that I wouldn't even mind playing for hours, just... Grace, it's cool, I get it. And we'll have plenty of time for console games, in and around our FOD2 training, right? Right. From the screech of brakes and the way my center of gravity protests, it seems the train's slowing down before the Chinatown shop. Thank you very much for the follow, Tom Legend 101. And here we are, ready to make Future Forward headquarters official? You bet! I know I was a little hesitant at first, what with my family situation, but I think that we're really going to get along And just as the doors start to open, someone slams into Grace, knocking her to the floor. Ah! Her box pops open, games scattering everywhere. The man quickly spots a white cardboard box in the pile, grabs it, and runs out the doors before I can even react. Instinctively, I move to help Grace pick herself up along with her fallen game collection, but she waves me away as she gets to her own feet.
Oh no.
You've got to stop that guy. He's got one of my favorite games. But I'll handle this. Just go, please. It feels weird abandoning a friend, but that insistent look in her eyes gives my feet wings as I sprint from the train and up the stairs. Am I doing this? Am I seriously doing this? I'm doing this. I'm seriously doing this. The thief isn't exactly a world-class athlete, so catching this trail is easy enough as he dashes through the streets of Chinatown. But he still has a head start. He makes a few twists and turns, ducks around a corner, escapes my sight. My heart's pounding out of my chest, as I desperately wish I had done some actual freaking cardio instead of playing FOD2 endlessly for years. I need to get an edge on this chase, or he's going to escape me. Raw speed isn't enough. Alright, 1 and 2 is going to be Consult Iris, 3 and 4 shout in his direction, 5 and 6 is take a shortcut. And we are going to consult Iris. Hoping Iris is listening into my personal conversations like she usually does, I call out for her. Iris, use your city maps to find a shorter route and catch up to this bastard. Already on it, Socks. Left down the next alley, then right coming out of it. Okay, I can do this. I've played enough games with those stupid quick time events to make quick decisions. My feet skid a bit on the pavement as I hang a sharp left, scrambling down a filthy alley. Across the street, the light's red and the crosswalk's clear. Between those two buildings, turn right. I'm seeing spots as I desperately pump my legs, trying to close the last gaps between myself and the fleeing game thief. And finally, he makes a mistake. He dashes into a dead-end alley, allowing me to catch up. Nowhere to run now. What? He's too out of breath to even form a complete sentence. Now's my chance. Okay, grab the game away or threaten him into handing it over. 1 through 3 is going to be option 1, 4 through 6 is option 2. And we are going to threaten him into handing it over. You can give me back Grace's game, or I can give you an ass whooping so brutal that it goes back in time and kills your grandparents. Decide. Do you have any idea what game this is? I'll pay you $1,000. No, $5,000. Please. On cue, Grace catches up with us, and oddly, she's not the least bit out of breath despite running the same distance we did. Okay, the subway attendant was nice enough to watch my boxes while I caught up to you. Wait, you're... Norman? You're the guy who stole my game? Damn it, you weren't supposed to get a good look at me. You know this piece of Grace? Yes, he's a regular on the game collectors forums I visit. We've traded tips on rare games for auction before. Norman, why? Why would you steal from me? Because you don't deserve this game. You aren't a real collector. You aren't trying to get a full set. I've been trying for years to get a full NES set, and this is the last piece. Do you even know how much this game is worth? Back up. What game are we talking about exactly? Oh, it's Stadium Events. It's an exercise game. Very rare. There's only about 20 legitimate copies left in the world. Stadium Events, by the way, it originally came out from Bandai for the NES, and then Nintendo licensed it from them and brought it out as the World Class Track Meet with the Power Pad, which is the Nintendo set that I had when I was a little girl. Normally, Stadium Events cost $30,000 in the open market, but you stuck-up little rich girl, do you have any clue how hard the rest of us have to struggle to afford rare games? People like you just throw down a wad of daddy's money and buy up the last few rares in the world, hoarding them. It's not right. It's not fair. I see. Norman, if this game really means that much to you, well, I guess you can keep it. What? What? He loves his collection. He loves his games. He'll get a lot of love out of Stadium Events too. So if he really wants it, I guess he should have it. Okay. She's just going to give it to him. And let's see. So 1 and 2 is going to be Gracie tried to steal it. 2 and 4 that. 3 and 4 is going to be I understand you want people blah blah blah, and 5 and 6 is wanting to avoid a confrontation. We rolled a 5, so that's what we're going to do. Grace, I get that you don't like high-stress confrontations, but that part's over and done with. We've got him cornered. He doesn't deserve your game. Let's just take it back and get out of here. Oh, it's not that. I'm not the least bit stressed right now. In fact, I'm delighted to share what I love with other people. Norman, if this Stadium Events would bring you happiness, I'm happy to give it to you. It's counterfeit anyway. Totally worthless. Yeah, I bought it from a repro crafter for like $5. It's fake. You own a fake Stadium Events. Why do you own a fake Stadium Events? It's a total garbage game aside from its resale value.
Aww.
Hey, I really like that game. It's great for my daily cardio routine. But if you can find the same joy in this game, well, I'd be happy to. And he practically hurls the game at us in disgust. I don't want your worthless counterfeit. I'm trying to complete my collection and flip it for enough to buy a Ferrari. Ugh, this whole thing has been a waste of my time. In a cloud of absolute fury, he marches past us, exiting the scene. Huh, should we go after him or something? Maybe it's for the best. I'm not really interested in pressing charges. I got my game back, and honestly, I don't need any more stress in my life.
That's unfortunate.
I am a little disappointed to find out he only wanted the game for its resale value, though. I go to those collectors' forums because I want to share my love for video games. Knowing some people are only in it for the money, well, it's a pity, you know? So, shall we get my stuff back from the Subway Transit Authority, then head on to good, clean fun? Socks? Just swallowing down a massive headache. You know, you've really helped me out through this transition. You were there when I was scared about my family's reaction, and you were here for me tonight.
Thank you so much.
I don't know how I can say thank you enough for all of that. You only met me recently, and yet I feel I can trust you completely. Ooh, we have our first romantic option. So, I did 1 to 3 is going to be a friendship option, and 4 to 6 is going to be a romantic option. I'm really looking forward to spending more time with you if you want that. Happy to help, Grace. And honestly, I'm looking forward to spending more time with you. I mean, assuming you're looking forward to that too. I know I'm kind of sharing your personal space, so feel free to tell me to buzz off anytime, but...
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I mean, please don't get me wrong. It's not because I sometimes bend to social pressure. More that I want you around, you know? I feel safe and comfortable with you. We may have just met recently, but I have a good feeling about what lies ahead for you one day. and I'd love to spend more time getting to know you. That sounds just wonderful. Okay, let's get home. We've got a party to attend.
All right, so now we are paired up with Grace. This is it, the culmination of my efforts. No, of our efforts. Everyone had to pitch in. Jinx giving up her personal space, Grace willing to deal with her family situation, everyone agreeing to uproot their steady day-to-day lives in favor of making Future Forward headquarters a reality. With the last details handled, we gather outside one of the 2 front doors to our suite of apartments and are ushered in by Gian. Gian is, that's Gian. They are Jinx's older sibling. Thank you for your patience. I wanted to make sure everything was just right before the big unveiling. Without further ado, welcome to Future Forward Headquarters. Also known as my apartment, to be specific. One of the 2 connected apartments, we installed a door so you can pass back and forth without needing to go out into the main hallway. Both apartments have a cozy kitchen, spacious bathroom, and 2 bedrooms. According to the room assignments you requested, in this apartment Jinx and Grace will share a room while Socks will be by themselves. An even number of bedrooms and an odd number of residents means Socks gets their own room. What luck! In this apartment, you'll also find Grace's classic gaming library and Jinx's music library. Please consider playing your albums at a lower volume, dear sister. I promise nothing. Moving on. The second apartment is where we've assembled your shiny new FOD2 game. Here you'll also find Rhapsody's streaming rig and a kitchen fully stocked with your favorite snacks. But please eat something other than pizza, bagels, and nachos. We installed a stove for a reason. Zapper and Rhapsody will be sharing one of the bedrooms. Assuming I'm not out partying all night long, of course. I wonder if we'll even use the room. I'll be pulling a lot of all-nighters editing FOD2 strategy videos. And the other bedroom will be occupied by Domino and Loxley. Do we get bunk beds? Bunk beds are awesome, but I'll take the lower bunk. Heights make me nauseated. Alas, they are but singletons, but regardless, I swear that we shall bond as roomies and brothers, my good fellow. And that's everything. Rent is due on the 1st of the month sharp. Fortunately, your sponsor is footing the bill. Any questions? Just one.
Aw, yeah.
Who's gonna play the very first round of FOD2 in this sweet new pad? Are you calling dibs? Oh heck no, just checking if anybody else was calling dibs. And if not, I think I've got a cool idea. Zapper steps back and nudges both Jinx and Grace to step forwards. I say we have a bottle for Hygiene Officer of Future Forward Headquarters. That means Jinx and Grace teaming up against Socks. What? Accepted. Great, losing team has to clean our apartments for a week. There are stakes now? Oh dear. It's cool, we're gonna clean headquarters by wiping the floor with socks. You and I got this, Grace.
Okay.
Okay then, we've got this. We'll win. I just know it. Okay then, as my partner, I'll pick... Oh no, you don't get to pick. We need to make this fun. You're gonna use online matchmaking and team up with a rando. What? Smatter
Nice.
Socks. Don't think you can carry some scrub to victory? Alright, we rolled a 2. Your team cat herder doesn't back down from a fight. Let's do this. You think a little disadvantage scares me? As your resident coach, manager, and cat herder, I'm not backing down from any challenge. We gather around the single-screen game, plugging in joysticks and keyboards and such. It's more cramped than the spacious 2-screen deluxe version downstairs, but we manage. I let the matchmaker spin its wheels until eventually it settles on... Your partner is named XX Smurfy Smurf 420XX, huh? What the? That's my random partner? Silly name, but so what? No, I know the handle. That's not just some rando. That's Bunny's Smurf account. Smurf account? An alternate fake game handle you play under when you want to fight without anyone knowing who you really are. What the hell is Bunny doing playing on that old Smurf account? They're a big-time P2W competitor now. Well, I think it's sweet that you're going to be playing with an old friend. Okay, here we go. Loser scrubs toilets for a week. With chores on the line and my rival for some reason ending up having my back, I line up my fingers on the keys and get ready to fight. Okay, so for the interests of time, what we did was we decided not to enable the mini games in here, so I'm going to roll to see if we win or lose. 1 to 3 is going to be win. 4 to 6 is going to be lose. And we win! Wow, hard fight. Both of you really put up a strong defense. Good work. It's funny. Normally a victory gives me a serious adrenaline rush, but against my friends, I'm just feeling happy for all of us. No high, no low. Just a comfortable middle. Likewise, strong showing out there. Socks, we've got a lot to learn from you, clearly. I'm just glad I could enjoy a game with my friends. That's what I'm looking forward to most now that we're all together. Being able to share something we love more so than ever before. Okay, I'm excited. I'm into this. Let's keep going, keep going. How about a battle between Apartment 109's roomies, Domino and Loxley against Zapper and Rhapsody? Indeed, Domino, we ride to battle as one. Tally-ho and all that crap. You know I'm always down. Rhapsody, you ready? You bet. I've got some new techniques I want to try out. With the team swarming around our new game, everyone eager to have a turn, they'll be playing long into the night, no doubt. I've had my moment in the sun. Besides, there's something odd about that battle which I may want to look into. We're going to ask Bunny. I should call up Bunny and ask why they were playing with a fake account. I can't stop thinking about Bunny using their old Smurf account during that battle. It doesn't make sense that they would do this. Something fishy is totally going on. Pulling out my phone, I tap past Iris and into my contacts to give Bunny a ring. Hello? Oh, hello, long time no see, Socks. A nice W there for us, wouldn't you agree? Did you see my sweet moves during that fight? My quick thinking? I was on fire. But that was some great teamwork overall. Who were we playing against? More randos? Actually, they were my teammates. We're having a sort of celebration match for moving into our new team house. Oh, sweet. I'm glad I got to be a part of that in some way. Yeah, about that. What's up? Why are you playing on your old Smurf account? Can a monarch not go among the peasants from time to time? I just wanted to see what's up in the unprofessional league. No one else would have caught it, but I did. The slight hesitation in their voice. Be honest with me, Bunny. It's strange for you to be doing this. You're big time with P2W now. Didn't you sign a contract to only playing using your official P2W handle? Don't you have to maintain that celebrity status at all times? So why put your career on the line for one little trip down memory lane? Listen, I'm not trying to sound conceited, but I don't expect you to understand the pressures surrounding me right now. You could tell me I'm your friend, right? She's just always watching me. I never get a break. Sometimes I need a break. She says she wants to support my dreams, but that seems to translate into constant pressure. It's all so hard right now. I wanted to go back to how it used to be. You know, when we used to have fun. There's a small pause on the phone. Oh, I gotta go. And Bunny hangs up on me. I hope everything is okay. It's worrying that they just up and bounced, but I'm putting my faith in them. If they need help, they'll talk to me about it. I let the thoughts fade as I focus on something equally important, the friends in front of me. I rejoined them in celebration. With that matter settled, I returned to the housewarming party already in progress. And the house is warm indeed. Warm feelings and good tidings all around. When my sponsor suggested this idea of building a team house, it felt to me like the next logical step in going from amateur to pro. Get a team together, get sponsored, get a house, fight in tournaments, qualify for the Pro Tour, win the Pro Tour, hoist the trophy, and then immortality. Every single step along the path being a hard granite slab you smash down into the ground to pave the way to victory. But there's more to this new home than just a stepping stone. Just like how that fight was about more than who won or lost, it's about us. Making something all of us can share together. Win or lose, champion or failure, we've built something today. and I hope it lasts a long, long time. The best days are ahead of us. 3 days later!
Okay, who replaced the desktop wallpaper on my computer with a photo montage of scary clowns? It's not funny.
What happened to my lucky socks? They were right here. I need them. I need my lucky socks.
Someone left the door open, and now Minx is lost in the building. And that someone better find her, or that someone is gonna get an ass whooping.
Boxley, I swear to RNGesus, if you don't stop humming that song under your breath, I'm gonna tear out your throat and feed it to you.
The best days are ahead of us. Honest. Alright, we cleared another level. You've cleared level 3 of Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. Victory! Let's take a look at your scores. Grace seems to be very comfortable around you. You're a pretty flexible person so far. Not bad. Also, you've scored 19,000 points. Sweet. Good job. Would you like to change your personal metadata at this time? Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 4? Okay, we are now at level 4, Maximum Impact.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Punchy78 here with Fight Shack News. All the fighting that's fit to post. The Pro Tour is heating up, with contenders eager to scoop up precious qualification points to claim a place at the main event. The Blade Joysticks Invitational at this year's Max is coming up.
Take showers.
And all the hottest teams are invited. Who will take the Golden Joystick Award? This could be the major win everybody's favorite underdog team needs to really reach for the gold. But fighting in local arcades is nothing compared to the big stage at Max. Can they see this through? Like, share, subscribe, smash the bell, rate Fight Shack 5 stars, tell your friends, tell your enemies, this is getting intense.
Alright, Punchy. It is the distant future year 20XTX, and you know what? Things are decent. Not perfect, but not awful. A nice, comfortable middle ground of success. I've had wins, I've had losses, and I've gotten better at coping with the latter. Although I'll admit to some anxiety regarding what's coming up next. And now, I'm at the Blade Joysticks Invitational. If we win this, we curry favor with our sponsor and rack up some very critical Pro Tour points. It's time to be serious. And while most of the time I can keep that vibe rolling, today, well, I'm pretty far outside my comfort zone, which is going to make matters difficult. Specifically, I'm 2,408 miles away from my comfort zone. Instead of my comfy and chaotic East Coast city homestead, I've flown out to the West Coast, to a rainy gem of the Pacific Northwest, to Max Prime. What's Max Prime, you may ask? Because I had to ask myself, looking like a total newbie in the process. In a word, crowded. Max is what you get when 70,000 people descend upon a building the size of an airport. All of them here to hawk retro gaming wares, play new arcade games, and enter tournaments. So not only am I fighting off jet lag from my first coast-to-coast trip, dealing with a neck ache from some kid dick kicking the back of my seat, and generally craving death, I'm also elbow to elbow with unwashed gamers eager to hustle for rare finds, valuable wares, and championship glory. Alright, so it looks like, something parcel. Oh, that must be a Untitled Goose Game parody. Let's see, Methuselah instead of Bethesda. I think it says Belize. I wonder if that's supposed to be Celeste. And then, of course, Nintempera and Mega. The expo hall alone is like an aircraft hangar packed with vendor booths and playable prototype games. All the major companies and arcade chains have a presence here. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second, I'm going to see if that QR code comes up with something. Oh, it's also another QR code for polycount.com. Even console games are represented, with the big three of Sega, Nintendo, and Atari having booths, but The Palace, the world's biggest arcade franchise, easily drowns them out. All the flashing lights and noisy crowds are threatening to drown me out, too. So yeah, a little in over my head considering I was a PC gamer shut in until recently. Huh, Rococo Lococo. It's supposed to be Loco Roco. But my teammates are eating this up with a spoon. Finally, a Left Coast Max. I've been to the Right Coast Max event plenty of times, now I can compare the two. If you need me, I'll be, probably everywhere. Wow, so many people who love video games under one roof. I can't wait to say hello to all the indie devs and see what they've been making. This is just the best. First stop has to be the retro game dealers, though. Maybe I can get a few more rare finds for my collection. 50-hour Japanese RPGs, here I come. Big flight at the end of the month, what are you going to be doing? Okay, this is a bit much, isn't it? Pity Jinx couldn't come with us. I'd love to browse about the gaudiness with her. Meantime, think I'll also engage in retail therapy. See you later. Leaving me with the two most social individuals in our entire group, sticking by my side for the time being. Wow, you're going to Hawaii?
Marvelous.
Such an intense atmosphere. I'd heard many a song sung of the wonders to be found at Max, but I'll admit little has prepared me for the reality. But I shall remain steadfast in the face of this madness, rest assured.
I vibe with it.
Behold the wonders of Max, glorious and terrifying all in once. This is the second biggest Max I've ever seen, first being Max East, of course. Luckily, I won't have to fight the crowds too much. Since I'm casting the matches for the Invitational, I've got a special VIP badge. I can come and go when I please. If you want to see Max in all its magnificence without a sea of bodies, I can let you borrow it after show floor hours are over. Ooh, butter mochi. You gotta try butter mochi when you're over there, it's really good. Is this a bad time to mention that I haven't been in a room with more than 10 people in it since high school graduation? I mean, look at this. Where do we even start with this? Is there a map? Do I need a guide and survival gear? Should I swear to offer my tasty flesh as nourishment if we get stranded?
I disagree, my friend.
Come now, it's not quite all that. But honestly, a guide isn't a bad idea. Loxley and I can be your Max guides. Look, there's Queen Bee. If you need anything, we're only a text away. Assuming you can get any service, of course. 70k people all battling to connect to the Wi-Fi is a tournament on its own. Rhapsody is right. We will be by your side as needs be.
Tally-ho!
Besides, your focus today is the Blade Joysticks Invitational, yes? Put all this aside and keep your goals in sight. No need to engage with the teeming masses. If you're really only interested in competitive play, do what makes you happy.
Sounds good to me.
Agreed. Do what you want to do, and if you're getting overwhelmed, it's okay to take a break and clear your head. Remember that there is an outside. It does exist. One last piece of advice from your guide. Don't forget to have some fun while you're here. There's so much more to do than the tournament. Right. Tournament. Focus on the tournament. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. This is my time. This is my hour. I can do this. It's just another tournament, a very, very critical one that will earn us flavor with Blade Joysticks and a ton of Pro Tour qualification points, but just another tournament. I take a breath to calm my nerves and turn to face the combat arena. It's a huge stage, decorated up for the big showdowns between the top professional teams, all invited by Blade Joysticks. Its aura flows into the surrounding booths and right up to my toes. Soon, I'll be taking on challengers there, so why not get the lay of the land? It's good to know what I'm getting myself into. Using various hand motions and signals, I let Rhapsody and Loxley know I'm going to wander towards the stage to check it out. They nod in approval? Try not to get lost on the jaunt over to the stage. I approach the impressive stage and... wait. Why is there press gathering by the stage seating area? The actual tournament doesn't start for another hour. Which is why Blade Joysticks is proud to announce a brand new sponsorship of Team Play to Win. What? We're happy to work with Victoria Proud, whom you may know better as Valkyrie, two-time EVO champion and coach for Team Play to Win. Blade Joystick certainly knows how to play to win, and we're thrilled to support the dreams of P2W as they rise in the Pro Tour ranks. Camera flashes go off as the press snaps photos of the newly minted business partners, and then one of them asks the question that's burning in my mind. What about your previous sponsorship of Future Forward? Unfortunately, we've parted ways with Future Forward. Their spot on the Blade Joysticks Invitational will be given to Team P2W. We wish their little team the best of luck in the future and see nothing but success in store for them. Now, as we look to the future, we look to Team P2W. We hope you enjoy seeing them dominate at the Blade Joysticks Invitational. As the crowd of journalists disperses, I march right on up to confront my former sponsor. Beep beep! This is an intense identity situation. You can only pick a response that matches your top 2 personality traits. Alright, 1 to 3 is going to be what gives, and 4 to 6 is going to be you can't just drop us. Okay, so it looks like we are going to say what gives. What gives? You signed me up and then stabbed me in the back in favor of P2W? What the hell? We had a deal. What was the point of signing us up for a sponsorship if you were going to dump our asses a month later? The coach of P2W doesn't even react to my rage. My sponsor, at least, tries to placate it. Sorry, Mixmore. Corporate decided that this at a level way above my pay grade. Afraid there's nothing I can do about it. That's business, you know? Ugly, but it is what it is. But on the plus side, we've already paid for your trip to Max. Enjoy your hotel room and the convention at your leisure. Plenty of fun to be had even if you can't play in the tournament, right? If you'll excuse me, I've got other business to attend to. Despite my former sponsor slinking off, the one who really backstabbed me stands her ground. We lock eyes and she takes a step towards me. Victoria Proud, back-to-back EVO champion known as Valkyrie, owner of Team P2W, most powerful woman in the industry, is almost gentle in her expression. Could that be sympathy?
Defeat is never easy, I know. But in reality, this is me doing you a favor. I know it's hard to see right now, but that's the truth of it.
Excuse me?
You're way in over your head, and you don't even realize it. I've been grinding the pro gaming scene all my life, from the original Street Fighter through to Fist of Discomfort 1 and 2. I've been here, building the scene while you were busy tinkering with building blocks in preschool. And that's not a dig at you. I'm trying to point out that I've been in your situation before, making the exact same mistakes you were. Nobody was there picking me up when I fell. No one helped me. So that's what I'm doing for you, here and now. Helping you see that you aren't ready for this. Are your players signed with actual contracts? Do you even have an accountant or a lawyer?
I have an iris? She waves her phone in my direction where the neon wireframe of a familiar virtual girl waves back.
Yeah, I've got one of those too. She's handy, but an app is no substitute for having a full support staff. You're playing at being something you're not. You should stick to having fun with your friends and let this fantasy of yours go. There's no shame in being a casual.
Ooh, we rolled a 4. Well, gosh, thanks, Mom. Am I also grounded without dessert, too? Oh, gosh darn it, Mom, but I wanted to go to the sock hop with Margie and Joey this weekend. Guess I'll go off to my room and mope then. Or what if, I keep on fighting until I make my dreams come true and helpfully show P2W their place in the process. You don't get to decide my future for me, Valkyrie. You're the past. I'm what comes next, and I'm not done.
Oh, golly. Big threats from such a minuscule team. I'm shaking. You sound exactly like a ridiculous underdog sports movie from the 80s. You really think you can push me aside? I have an understandable doubt about that. If you lost your funding, that's your fault. If I hadn't done it, someone else would have. Learn the lesson and move on.
And she walks away, as I'm no longer even the tiniest of concerns to her. Just another tryhard for her to dismiss.
Iris, what's my schedule like for the next hour? Good. Find me somewhere pleasant to have a spot of lunch before the first round begins.
Leaving me with all of Max before me, and no actual reason for me to be here anymore. With the impromptu press conference of doom over, I listlessly wander back towards my friends. Once we join up again, I quickly reiterate what went down. Oh, that's rough. It's not like we needed another reason to dislike P2W. They're really hitting us where it hurts. But on the bright side, we don't have to use those janky blade joysticks anymore. Not sure the bright side is all that bright, Rhapsody. Once we get home, we still have rent to pay and team salaries. If we can't pay, we'll lose the apartments. Some of us will have to find new jobs. No, we're in too deep. We need a new sponsor to keep the ball rolling. No way around it. Where can we find a last-minute sponsor? I don't know. But I do know something, or someone, rather, I can turn to. I pull out my phone. Iris, what do you got for me?
Beep, beep.
I've already started searching. It could take a few days, though. Right now, the news feeds are choked with news of P2W signing with Blade joysticks. We may need to wait for that story to cool off to find someone interested in us. We're, literally yesterday's news at this point. I'm not sitting around waiting. I'm the coach, the responsible cat herder. I gotta get up on top of this as soon as I can. I should probably head back to the hotel and do some serious research. Not like there's any reason for me to stick around here anymore. Indeed, you could do that. Or you could take a break from being a manager and let your friends help you out instead. Rhapsody and I can solve this problem. What? No, it's okay. This is my job. You don't have to. I insist. I'm your sword arm, yes? My liege must rest and recuperate while I tirelessly fight this battle. Besides, I have hidden talents which may apply. Making contacts, networking, wheeling and dealing. I have experience in such matters. Chatting up possible new sponsors for us will be child's play.
Yeah.
Loxley is right. I may have a few leads myself. It helps to know the right people, and I can track them down in between casting matches. Leave this to us, Socks. You and the rest of Future Forward go have fun. You've done plenty for us already. Let us return the favor. When I first arrived at Good Clean Fun, I lamented having all these chores and duties. But now, handling them off feels weird. Feels like I'm admitting defeat. Like I failed. But if someone else is offering to pick up the burden, well, maybe I should take them up on that. There's no shame in it, right? I guess it could work, but are you sure? I don't mind, really. It's my job to figure stuff like this out. Honestly, between my allies and Rhapsody's industry connections, we're likely better positioned to do this than you are. Weren't you a complete shut-in before you met us? I wasn't a complete shut-in. I did go down to the corner store to buy more nachos. Sometimes. The pinnacle of diplomatic prowess, that.
Shall we?
Besides, if we should fail, nothing is lost, yes? You and your Iris simply resume your efforts after this weekend's festivities. You've earned a break. If you overwork yourself, you burn out. We've all seen you putting in the overtime getting everything together for us. So let Loxley and me take a shot at this, okay? They're not wrong. I haven't slept well this last month as we moved from practice session to practice session, online tournament to online tournament. The times I woke up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat with the images of pixelated smiles burning in my brain, well, those sure didn't help either. Okay, I put it in your hands.
Excellent.
You may rely upon us. Meanwhile, we're at Max, the nexus of fun and games. The perfect opportunity to immerse yourself further in arcade culture, yes?
Nice.
Now's the time to go out there and experience your first Max. We've got this. Aimless and directionless. Me, an FOD2 junkie and PC gamer versus a thundering herd of arcade fanatics. This is not a matchup I can counter. I should definitely seek out my friends. I don't mind playing second fiddle to whatever fun they're having. Who do I want to look for first? Fortunately, Iris has a map of the convention center loaded up and ready, complete with handy icons representing each of them. Okay, so we've got Zapper, we have Grayson Domino, we have Punchy78, and we have Call Up Jinx in chat. So let's roll. And it looks like we rolled a 3, so we are going to call up and chat to Punchy78. Thinking about it, this is exactly the place I need to be if I'm going to let the world know our side of the story, isn't it? Max is where the entire arcade industry gathers. Developers, publishers, esports stars, and reporters. Sure enough, a familiar face is busy talking all about the event while a friend of his with an old VHS camcorder gets every last word on tape.
And with the Atari XLX starting to fade, will the Nintendo PlayStation 4 Pro take the crown for the console of choice with the retro set?
Oh snap, so apparently this alternate universe also had the partnership between Nintendo and Sony go through.
It all comes down to upscalers and CRT support. The XLX is the long-reigning king of both HDMI upscale and 240p output for old television sets. But Nintendo holds the keys to the kingdom for many retro franchises. And even if they aren't on board with 240p, they're the only game in town for many. We'll have more on the upcoming NPS4 Pro and... hang on.
Confused, he turns away from the camera lens to face me. Crap, was I in shot? I was going to wait until he finished. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to photobomb you and interrupt. I can come back later. No, stay put, please. You're Socks, right? Owner of Future Forward? Technically, we collectively own Future Forward. I'm just their cat herder. See, that's the kind of detail we need. Do you have time for a quick interview? Kinda why I came over here, actually. Great, Pete, load of fresh tape, the good stuff. I want to get this at high quality. With a shrug, the man just out of shot loads another VHS-C cassette and starts rolling. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Punchy78 here with Fight Shack News, all the fighting that's fit to post. Hot off the heels of the bombshell drop this morning, I've got Socks of Future Forward, formerly sponsored by Blade Joysticks. Welcome to the show. Happy to be here, Punchy. So, tell us more about Future Forward. There's still a few people living under rocks in the Ozarks or something who haven't heard of you. What drives you? What makes you tick? Alright, so we rolled a 2. We may have started small, but we've got the skills to build something grand. We started small, a group of friends hanging out in a Chinatown laundromat. That was only the beginning. It's early in our careers yet, but I feel we have the skills we need to build something great out of humble origins. It's going to take practice and hard work to be certain. We've got a long road ahead of us, but we're willing and able. Some call you an overnight success, but it's good to know you aren't lying on that hype wave. Building yourself up is important too. Exactly, and as their manager, I'm doing my best to help them reach the levels I know they can reach. So, as the manager of Future Forward, you were responsible for getting signed to Blade Joysticks, right? Yeah. And this very morning, Blade Joysticks betrayed you in favor of joining forces with your rivals from Team Play to Win. What are your thoughts on that situation exactly? And he holds his microphone out to catch my words. Let's see. Do I play this cool, or cut a wrestling promo on them? Alright, so we rolled a 1. I'm deeply disappointed in the decision, but this will not stop us. This is our dream. I'm deeply disappointed in Blade Joysticks and Valkyrie of Team P2W, but this is a decision outside my control. What's done is done. However, this isn't going to stop us. They underestimate our passion, Punchy. Winning this tour is a dream that everyone in our team shares. We're striving for it, working for it, yearning for it. Losing our sponsor hurts. I won't deny that, but it's not going to hold us back. We're staying determined. And in the end, may the best team win. Good sportsmanship from Socks of Future Forward, a dream which will not be denied. And that's not the last of all the excitement here at Max. For more hot interviews, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and smash that bell. With a short interview done, Punchy motions for his cameraman to cut it. I want that transcoded and on our channel within an hour. This is going to be massive click food. My own term, click food. It's like the difference between feeding the ducks at the park and feeding worms to the fish before catching them. Yeah, I get it. This is an exclusive, right? You haven't talked to anyone else yet? You've got all the fighting that's fit to post. You get first crack. Perfect. Gotta say, thrilled to finally meet you. I've been your biggest advocate at Fight Shack. You're telling a great underdog story. Some major wins under your belt, but you're not a juggernaut. You're human, and our viewers appreciate that. You're the most interesting thing to happen in the scene in some time. Plenty of small try-hard teams out there, but they haven't made the inroads you have. We need this, you know? The scene. Getting too commercial, too static. Staying 8 or so teams at the top every time. My thoughts exactly, Punchy. Or is it Mr. Punchy? Mr. 78? Punchy's fine. Or Jimmy. Whatever. Names are fluid, you know? It's 20xdx. You've got the right to choose your own name. Hey, I need to interview someone over at the Palace booth next, but let's catch up again sometime, yeah? I'm going to want to pick your brain for the benefit of my viewers. I'm always up for that. Great. but his smile falters a little as he pauses, unsure if he should say something.
Hey, so you know Victoria Proud's got you in her crosshairs, right?
Valkyrie, you mean? She claimed earlier she was doing this for my own good, acted like a concerned mother figure and everything.
Okay, so between you, me, and the wall,
He's actually taken off his super rad sunglasses and dropped down to a lower tone, so this might be serious.
you humiliating her team in public really did not go over well with her.
I know, she fired Coda on the spot.
Even beyond that, she's got them on some weird training program determined to make sure that it never happens again. Look, this is the same person who entered a bunch of small tournaments, paying airfare and everything, just to ensure her rival didn't win any of them. That was 10 years ago, and even now, she keeps grinding his esports career deeper and deeper into the dirt. She does not let go of grudges.
And now she hates us? Okay, that's concerning and a little sad that she hangs on into her anger that much.
Just figured you'd want to know. And hey, I'll be rooting for you. Later.
So, war it is then. Not thrilled about that, but I guess it was unavoidable. I hope Bunny isn't going to succumb to her level. Let's just move on. That's too much to think about right now, and I've got more of Max to see. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 and 2 is gonna be Zapper, 3 and 4 is gonna be Domino and Grace, and 5 and 6 is gonna be Jinx. And it looks like we are going to go and call Jinx and talk. When arranging for airline tickets to bring the whole team out to the West Coast, one name was absent from the travel arrangements: Jinx. Flying cross-country and dealing with a gigantic convention center wasn't in the cards for her physically, so she opted out of the trip. But no reason I can't phone her up and see how she's doing. Better to do it outside, too, where it's less noisy. Iris, call Jinx on speakerphone.
Okay.
Righty Rudy!
Hey,
Socks, sup? Hey, Jinx, just checking in. How you doing? How's the cat? Didn't want you to think we forgot all about you two or anything like that. Cat is fine, but how am I doing? How are you doing? News about Blade Joysticks ditching us came across like 5 different news feeds at once. Ah, right, that. Loxley and Rhapsody are looking for a new sponsor. Failing that, Iris and I will find someone. Don't worry, we'll make apartment rent this month. Yeah, I know. Not worried about that. I'm more worried about how you're dealing with... Is that Socks? Is it? Hey, Socks, cough up the rent or I'm booting you all out on the street and suing you for everything you have.
come on.
Gian, quit it! They don't know when you're joking around like I do. Oh, come on, let me have my fun. Don't worry, Socks, we can just skip this month's rent. Provided you pay it back the next month with interest. Hey, did we run out of vegan pizza bagels? I can't find any in here. Thought you hated junk food. This situation cries out for them. Excellent movies require excellent treats. We need pizza bagels. Hang on, going to go get some pizza bagels. Jinx, would you kindly request that Gian stop causing cardiac events? I'm standing in an alley behind the convention center. They wouldn't find my body for days.
Ugh.
Gian does what Gian wants to do, afraid. And Gian currently hungers for both rent and microwaved garbage food. From the corner of my phone screen, I can see Iris sighing happily at Gian's choice in snack selection. Right now, we're having an impromptu movie party. Think they felt sorry I couldn't join you all out there, wanted to cheer me up? Right, that's why I'm calling, to see how you're doing. Well, not gonna lie. Having some FOMO, being left behind like this.
Well, this sucks.
Sucks, you know? Being sidelined on my damn knees. Again. Couldn't be there for you at Hamza's tournament either, despite trying. Maybe I could have come out there. Maybe I should have tried. Rent a scooter, endure the strain, just make an effort. Instead, went with my gut and said, nope, no way, no how. Didn't want to try, just wanted to stay nice and comfy at home. Now I'm not there in your hour of need.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, bringing you down on a day when you're already down, aren't I? Right, I rolled a 3? So you're worried about me and I'm worried about you. I'm getting the feeling that's counterproductive. We're going to recover from losing our sponsors, so I'll ultimately be just fine. Future Forward is not done yet. And you made the right call not coming out here. It's a nightmare crowd of chaos in a building the size of Des Moines. Huh, that blab? I may need a map and provisions before I go looking for the bathroom. Heard stories, but yeah, total overload, not my scene. Wish I could do more for the team, but in this instance, right call it seems.
Thanks.
Thanks. Glad to have a boots on the ground view to reaffirm my decision. There's no more pizza bagels downstairs. How can we have a Ye family movie party without pizza bagels? If the corner bodega is somehow out of pizza roll bagels, heads will roll and blood will spill.
Hell no.
Gian, we don't need pizza on a bagel. Just go get a regular-ass pizza from Ben and Matt. Traditions are meant to be upheld. I will not break with sacred snacking rites. I would sooner embrace death. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to procure some delicious round bready delights. Toodles! Starting to wonder if massive knee pain would be better than this day of mandatory fun. If Gian insists on watching Mall Cops again just for their bad movie podcast, ugh. So, in happier news, what's the plan to get back at P2W for trying to kill us? Is that vendetta you thirst for? I didn't think you were into petty revenge. Pick and choose my spots, yeah? Sometimes I shrug it off, sometimes I come down on someone like the fist of an angry god. It's all about keeping your cool so you're ready for the times when you gotta go ballistic on someone. Actually, I talked to the press already at Fight Check and got our side of the story out there, so that's a little revenge, I suppose. Punchy78, I'm guessing. If so, right call to make. He's good people. Don't think he'll misquote you or anything. He did warn me that Valkyrie would probably not be happy about us refusing to go quietly. All the more reason to keep the vendetta rolling. So what else did you have in mind? It's simple, really. Here's what we do. Okay, we rolled a 3! Put Valkyrie's hand in warm water while she sleeps so she wets the bed. Okay, so what we do, see, is we wait until Valkyrie falls asleep, then we take a bowl of warm water and put her hand in it. Then she pees the bed while she sleeps. It's foolproof. Except for the bit where you gotta break into her house and sneak into her room while she's sleeping. Hey, revenge fantasies don't have to be realistic, they're just for funsies. Me, I'm more interested in actual factual revenge, but whatever, we can dunk on her by winning the Pro Tour. That'll do. Got it, you can count on me to do a revenge. There's a quick silence on the phone before I hear her voice again. You know, I'm glad you called. Oh, why's that? No big reason, just glad to hear from you. One of the other reasons I've got FOMO is because I wanted to hang out with you more, and whoops, off you go to Max. Like hanging around HQ with you and just relaxing, you know? Get that we're busy prepping for the Pro Tour, but any moment I can have to relax is welcome. Thanks, Jinx. I'll try to squeeze in more time with you once we're back, maybe?
Good.
Sounds like a plan. Before I can say anything else, I hear a door slam and a squeal. Pizza bagels obtained! Now who's up for Mall Cops 2, the shoppening? That's my cue to go, I think.
See you later.
Later. Good to check in with everyone on the team when I can, even those who couldn't be here with us today. And it's good to hear Jinx likes spending time with me. I wouldn't mind doing the same. Spending time with her, I mean, not with myself. Time to move on. With my phone call done, I head back indoors to resume traversing the landscape of Max. Okay, so we are going to either talk with Zapper or talk with Domino and Grace. And it looks like we are going to talk to Zapper. I find Zapper playing the latest light gun slinging action game on offer from a major publisher. She's playing guns akimbo as usual. The cabinet is decorated in camouflage and netting, with sandbags and ammo boxes on the floor around it as stage props. On screen, she mows down waves of terrorists, round after round. But despite racking up an amazing kill streak, unlocking a drone airstrike to rack up even more bloody deaths? Nah. She holsters the guns and steps out of the way. The next two gamers in line grab for them quickly, eager to play, as are the dozens waiting patiently behind them. Oh, hey, sup? How's Max treating ya? I spare a glance at the line in front of the game, and alongside it, and wrapping around the booth twice over. How long were you waiting to play that game? Not long. I knew a guy who knew a guy. Oh, so I guess abandoning ship in the middle of the demo isn't that great a loss then. Nah, that's not why I folded. It's... Well, the game sucks, so why keep playing? Isn't this like a multi-million-dollar juggernaut which scored 9 out of 10 from every reviewer on Earth? I mean, I'm a PC gamer, and I've heard of...
Not interested.
Not my thing. Let me explain. You know I love hot light gun games, and the hotter the better. More chaos, more sharpshooting skill, more over-the-top action. But usually I'm shooting robots, zombies, aliens, cartoon gangsters, stuff like that. When it comes to realistic military shooters, well, no. Not my thing. I don't like glorifying gun violence. Alright, we rolled a 2, so we're gonna go for option 1. I agree, it's a bit sadistic, isn't it? Earning points for cruelty. I feel you, it's so cruel. You rack up a high score by brutally murdering humans. I can understand why you'd feel uncomfortable with that. What?
Wait.
No, that's not my point. Well, it's half of my point, but it's not like I don't combo jungle robots in stylish and cruel ways, yeah? How do I put this? I'm not great with words. I think I just prefer fantasy violence. The reality of it is kinda ugly. I'd say the main issue is... The main issue is that guns are awesome. That's the general impression I get from you, yes. No, I don't mean that in a good way. We don't use the word awesome in its traditional sense anymore, do we? To be filled with awe. Awe can be wonderful or terrible. I look at the cold metal precision of a mass-manufactured assault rifle and I'm filled with awe. That someone would design an object purpose-built for mass murder. It's a hell of a thing, isn't it? A hell of a thing. Like Oppenheimer looking at an atomic bomb and seeing the ghosts of its future victims. So the problem is that it's too brutal a reminder of actual reality? Pretty much, yeah.
Awesome.
Now, give me a laser pistol, give me robots. Give me 2 bottomless Hollywood pistols and a million mooks to style on. Give me something awesome. Something that's so over the top and down the other side and up the side of the next hill that I can relax and sink into the fantasy. You do that, and we're good. We can have some fun with violence without feeling like we're advocating murder. We can chill the hell out and blast some baddies. Okay, we rolled a 5. It's the same with FOD2, right? Zany martial arts, not crippling injury. And the same follows through for Fist of Discomfort, yeah? Because it's a giant old kung fu movie with a joystick attached. It's totally fine. Exactly. Kids aren't exactly running around firing off ki energy blasts at each other on the playground. Not for real, anyway. It's fantasy violence in a fantasy setting with scrolls of magic and ninjas and stuff. Totally okay. Because I've felt firsthand what it's like to hurt someone, if you recall, and I was sick to my stomach after. Right, I remember that. I wouldn't shoot anyone with a real gun, even in self-defense. I guess I'm an aspiring pacifist, despite loving my light gun slinging rampages. And FOD2 gives me a channel for aggression without brutal consequence, so it gets a pass. Realizing we're still loitering around the crowded booth of military shooter fans, Zapper nods and waves for me to follow her. We shuffle off to the side of the con floor, slightly quieter but not by much. In other news, rumor mill's saying we lost our sponsor today, huh? Crap, right, I almost forgot. It's cool, it's cool. You got this, right? I trust that you got this. I don't mean that in a questioning way, I literally trust that you got this. Actually, Loxley and Rhapsody are taking first crack at finding a new sponsor. They got this, hopefully.
You know I'm down.
Yeah, I can see that. Rhapsody knows their stuff. Okay, doubly less worried now. And on that note, I leave. Catch up with you later, Socks. Zapper blazes her own trail, and I never know what's coming next. It's interesting. Getting these little peeks inside Zapper's head. From the outside, she looks like a mindless adrenaline junkie, but inside? Okay. Inside, she's also an adrenaline junkie, but a mindful one. There's still so much more to see and do. Where should I explore next? But before I can continue my journey into the depths of Max, I'm rather rudely interrupted. You! What is your problem? Why are you doing this? It's Coda, formerly of Team Play to Win, still wearing his P2W jacket, although it's dirtier and has holes in it. Dude looks incredibly agitated, scared, and angry. Leave me the hell alone. Isn't it enough you already destroyed my career? You want to ruin my whole damn life, too? What? He advances on me, trembling and losing his nerves with every word he speaks. It's you, isn't it? You and your damn iris, my bank accounts, all that junk mail, the things you sent my mother. Coda, what are you going on about? I haven't done anything. Of course you have. You. If it's not you, then, of course, her. She's doing this. Well, I won't let you ruin me. You hear me? I won't let you do this. Damn it! Damn it! Coda, what are you even talking about? Alas, he ignores me and runs right back into the crowd, plowing into 2 cosplayers as he loses himself in the chaos of Max. I'm bewildered, but my brief chat with Punchy78 tickles the back of my mind. He did warn me that Valkyrie, owner of P2W, can seriously grind an axe when it comes to grudges. If she's still angry at Coda for his part in that incident, well, yikes. Double yikes. But before I can ponder it further, I'm interrupted again. This time by happier, familiar faces.
Hail, friend!
Hail, Socks! We bring good tidings! The possibility of good tidings at any rate. Even a possibility would be welcome. It's been a weird day. You do appear a little shaken up. Everything okay? I'll be fine. I'll be more interested in your tidings. Tell me of your tidings. Very well. We have a strong contender for our future sponsor. My fair Marion struck up a conversation with another Iris, and... Hold up. You named your Iris maid Marion? Seriously, my dude? It's a bit embarrassing, but my lovely Iris decided she actually quite enjoys my, shall we say, aesthetic, and chose that moniker of her own free will. Loxley's phone chimes in as a pink glowing figure in a beautiful medieval dress curtsies toward us. Forsooth, 'tis mine honor to assist friends of my Lord Loxley in all his battles with my powerful database indexing toolset. Huzzah! So, right. To refocus, we may have an inroad with a powerful sponsor and a powerful opportunity. I still need to have a few more conversations and smooth some things over.
Nice.
But either way, we'll have the results by the end of the day. That's all great and everything, but I think I have one small question. Whom exactly are you chatting with?
Nah.
Spoilers! I feel that as your quote-unquote manager, I should at least get a hint, you know? Seriously though, I wouldn't want to get your hopes up in case this falls through. It's already been a rough day for you. No need to make it rougher by promising you the moon and stars than delivering nothing. I guess I can see that, but I don't know. Being left in suspense is pretty awful too. Very well, this calls for a distraction. Max is filled with those, thankfully. How are you taking to it all? You did seem a tad bit overwhelmed this morning. I'm adjusting. Everybody seems to be having fun too, which helps. I also spoke to Fight Shack to present our side of the story to the public. I saw! You handled yourself well. I'm proud of you, Socks. I propose we keep the good times rolling. Perhaps we should have some lunch and discuss certain matters? Matters like a certain arcade game you once asked me about, if you like. If not, well, that's quite fine too. Polybius. He's talking about Polybius, isn't he? The game I encountered at Hamza's tournament. The fact that I didn't talk to him about it immediately afterwards probably told him I wasn't interested in whatever spooky stuff is going on, but second chances flourish, it seems. Lunch is... vibrating! Hold that thought, my pants are vibrating. Rhapsody takes out their phone and quickly scrolls through what seems like a long chat thread. What I was going to say was lunch is always a welcome and delicious idea. However, I just found out I need to make my way back to the stage for the Blade Joysticks Invitational. I'm casting the first match. You mean the match we were supposed to be playing in?
Yeah.
That's right. But now it's P2W against some other small team, and there is one other caveat. I'm not sure I need another surprise added onto this whole ordeal. They need a second caster, too. I could do it with some rando, or Socks could be my color commentator. I could announce P2W's match, or you could go have lunch with Loxley. The twain are tantalizing choices for fun and distraction, whatever you decide. And information. Both are interesting options for gathering intel. One on P2W, the other Polybius. Either way, I'll learn something. Alright, so it looks like we are going to go talk to Loxley. Loxley, you and I. Let's walk and talk, maybe get some lunch. If you have a chance to pick me up something, I'd appreciate it. I'll be trapped at the stage for the rest of the day.
Catch you later.
Have fun. I'll get to see you both later. Well now, always lovely to spend time with you. Shall we obtain a $9 convention hot dog, or... So, what's Polybius? Oh, so we're right to the thrust of the matter, are we? You're the one who suggested it. I know I haven't exactly pushed the issue before, but you're a hard man to pin down. If you're not at team practice, you're out and about. If not out, you're hanging around the rest of Future Forward. Couldn't arrange a one-on-one yet. Not the serious and private sort of one-on-one I suspect this is going to need. Yes. I'd hoped you'd opted to forget the matter entirely, as I'd suggested at the time, but I was just waiting for the right moment. I'm presuming this is the right moment. Am I right? I suppose, and I did promise to tell you more should you desire to ask. But not here. Not in the middle of a crowd. Come along. There's a quiet spot outside where we can discuss this. He nods for me to follow as we depart the convention center. The semi-industrial area to the side of the building will do. Locksley glances around first to look for security cameras, and finding a convenient blind spot, he begins. Very well. If you must know of that cursed machine, I shall share my knowledge. My recommendation is that you try to put the incident out of your mind. It's nothing to concern yourself about, really. Locksley, an arcade game wormed its way into my brain and made me hallucinate. My hand is still sore from touching that joystick even. Lingering pain? That is worrying. Have you felt any headaches or perhaps missing time? Holes in your memory? See, when you ask questions like that, it only makes me want to ask more questions, not fewer. It's time to level with me. What is Polybius and why are you looking for it? I see. You're correct, of course. You deserve to know what you've encountered.
Uncertainty abounds.
Are you certain you don't want to back away from this? Focus on your championship ambitions, on supporting your friends and all that? Let me be the one who decides what facts I should and shouldn't know. You don't get to decide what facts I should and shouldn't know. I said I want the truth. No more, no less. I don't know what I touched back there, but it touched me back in a way I can't pass off as some weird fever dream. It happened, and I want to know why.
As you like.
So be it. If this is the path you feel you must walk, I'm not one to stand in your way.
What do you know of Polybius?
That it doesn't exist, supposedly. I did some research online immediately after getting home that night. It's a creepypasta. Nothing more than a tall tale of arcade legend. Some kid had a seizure while playing Tempest, and the story blew up into this ridiculous tale of a brain-controlling CIA arcade experiment.
A perfect cover, yes? Much like stories of UFOs planted to hide the true yet mundane purpose of Area 51, to test captured Soviet spy planes. I'm afraid Polybius is quite real. The myth was purposefully spread to hide the truth.
Oh, snap!
As near as we can tell, the game uses a biofeedback joystick to connect to the player's mind, analyzing synapses, downloading data, creating a reasonable approximation of the player's personality and memories. A digital ghost stored within the machine.
So that's why Donna was in the machine that was in the basement at Donnawood in the previous game.
It lures in its prey using hypnotic patterns, likely remnants of some MK Ultra research, and...
I'm sorry, did I accidentally join the X-Files when I wasn't looking? MK Ultra? Seriously?
Seriously. You said you wanted to know the truth. This is the truth. It would be easier to doubt me and dismiss it all as a farce. And in fact, I wouldn't be adverse to you doing so.
Fine, continue. Very well. Polybius uses the biofeedback link to connect to the player's mind. Wait, doesn't Jinx use a biofeedback joystick? We believe the technology was derived from Polybius, yes. Although without the malicious core of Polybius driving it, her joystick is a harmless interface. If we could focus on that core, please. Excuse me. Right. Evil arcade game. Keep going. Polybius is designed to grind into one's existing anxieties and fears, leveraging them to break down your willpower. And once it's shattered all hope, wearing down your psyche, your mind belongs to the machine, and you no longer care to resist. Well, that's pleasant. I regret you had to be exposed to that sort of torment, no matter how briefly. Beyond that, I'm afraid there's little solid information I can offer, only urban legends and conspiracy theories. The company that made the game, Cineslotion, how do you pronounce that anyway? Honestly, no idea, just use whatever you prefer, it matters not. The company went bankrupt in 1990X. They obviously made the game for some secret organization, but we know little beyond that. I've been searching for an intact Polybius machine for years. I tried to sneak in to retrieve the one from Hamza's warehouse, but I was busy playing it. And by the time you got me out of there, someone else had it, that creepy woman in black.
A bit concerning, that?
We're not the only ones seeking Polybius, needless to say. And that's where the true danger lies, in crossing paths with them. I can only hope they haven't noticed your involvement. If I take risks for my friends, well, that's my business. But you, I didn't want to bring you any harm. With that, he exhales a deep sigh as he finally gets this off his chest. And that's the truth of the matter.
I offer my sincere apologies.
Can you forgive me for holding back? 'Twas a noble attempt to shield you from such nightmares, but a failure. I'll admit to that and apologize deeply. Not sure how much of this I believe, honestly, but from his voice I can tell he believes every word of it, including his sincere apology. Ooh. Wonderful. You've got split loyalties over this quest to find a Polybius machine. Would have been nice to know you're a shadow agent for a mysterious cabal before you signed on to our Pro Tour run. To be fair, you didn't ask. Yes, because I routinely ask people, hey, silly question, are you a covert operative? In casual conversation. I'd say you've betrayed our trust. Question is, how does this affect future forward? With a sigh, I push the anger down and resume. I don't want to get up in your business, and I don't want your business all up in my business. All I care about is future forward. Will your little side quest interfere with our Pro Tour ambitions? Are you still with us? Absolutely. I've pledged my blade in your honor, Socks. That does not change. There's plenty of loyalty to go around, and the loyalty I hold to this team is true. All of us have our own dreams and ambitions. My little side activity is simply one of those. It's entirely possible to have two ambitions in life. I will be at your side as we raise the trophy high. You've my word. Okay. At least I can trust in your dedication to the team. I'll have to accept that for now.
Excellent!
Excellent. I'm glad we could, but you haven't really answered my question yet, have you? Pardon? I asked you, what is Polybius and why are you looking for it? You answered what, not why. But I have a pretty strong suspicion as to why you want Polybius so badly. It's because Iris was made using Polybius code, isn't it? I know that Grace made Iris using Polybius code. Relax, I've already talked this over with Iris. Whatever Polybius was, it's not what Iris wants to be. And she's trying to remove the code. That's not my concern.
I see. You're a clever one indeed.
You're the one who runs her new player at servers, aren't you? Seeing as you and Iris both are hoping to find Polybius code.
Well, yes. My other friends, a group calling themselves the Ghost Monsters.
Oh, it's the
are a
Ghost
network
Monsters
of
again.
Underground hackers. We run the Iris Cloud servers.
So he is one of the Ghost Monsters along with Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Tsunami from the previous game.
When Cooper Technologies abandoned Iris, Grace leaked the code. We honored
And
prior
Cooper
debts to her
Technologies, there's the
allies
name drop.
And gave Iris new life.
Grace is definitely a member of the Cooper family along with Gavin.
And now, it is my sworn duty to both protect Grace, the mother of Iris, and obtain an original Polybius machine. I will protect those that Iris
Oh,
holds dear.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky,
and
Clyde,
I will
and Sue,
find
yeah.
the source of the darkness in Iris's heart, so that Iris may use it to heal herself.
Curious, I glanced down at my phone screen. Iris, did you know about Loxley's true identity before now? Her digital form fidgets a bit. No, it seems that learning this just now unlocked some dormant memory files from a folder labeled Need to Know Basis. When I started working with you, Socks, I was a default Iris with default memories, a basic set which would suffice for just about any client. Loxley's involvement in the search for Polybius, our desire to heal ourselves using that original code, that's not something most clients would need to know about. But if it helps, I trust him, and I trust you. So you weren't lying to me. No, the memories were locked to keep me safe, me and you. Both of them look a bit ashamed about all this. Even if their reasons may be justifiable, it's clearly not sat well with them. It seems that safety's gone right out the window, hasn't it? Assuming it was a good idea to begin with. Well, there you have it, the whole of my purpose. I wanted to protect you from this. I wanted to. I beg you, do not tell Grace. Don't involve her in our troubles. Why? Don't you think she deserves to know? We owe her that much. And risk tangling her up in this web of intrigue? No. She deserves a peaceful life without the travails I endure, as do you, for that matter. Besides, if the others seeking Polybius take too much notice of Grace, others like the woman in black, no, I would never forgive myself for failing Grace. I won't make demands for your silence, of course. I've not earned such right. But please, consider my warning. You've given me plenty to think about, but you've also said you're still loyal to us, that we're still your friends. And I swear by that. Whatever else may be, I am a member of Future Forward. I am with you all to the end of the end. Well, so much for an easy life. Not only is there a murderous arcade game out there, but Loxley is part of the underground rebel movement supporting Iris, and now I'm stuck with that secret knowledge. But I'm the one who came to him. I'm the one who asked for the truth. If I wanted to stay comfortably in the dark, I wouldn't have done that, would I? Now, perhaps we should proceed to lunch as originally suggested. Deep conspiracy theory makes me hungry. I'm cool with lunch. As for being cool with Loxley, well, that's a bit more of a conflicted matter. But until he gives me reason to do otherwise, I'll trust him. The two of us depart the alley to visit a number of food trucks that have parked outside.
Trust me, this is the best way to sample this fine city's cuisine. It's either this or the overpriced food court slot, yes?
Not that the food trucks are particularly cheaper, but the chow does smell delightful in comparison to the compressed grease and pig parts on offer inside. With food acquired, including extra takeout for Rhapsody, we lean against the side of the building and chow down in the cool and refreshing air. I think I'm done dealing with wild conspiracies for the day, and pushing Loxley harder and harder on that front might push him away. You know, I'm glad you're still interested in the championship given your mysterious extracurricular activities.
Absolutely. No matter what else I may be, I'm a gamer at heart. And even if, technically, I should be keeping a low profile, well, the spotlight beckons. You know I love showing up the injustices of the arcade industry, yes? Well, the injustices of the esports scene are likewise ripe for the picking.
Agreed. I gave our side of the story to Punchy78 today. Maybe we can continue to expose P2W's backstabbing ways.
Ideal! I'm proud of you. Don't allow injustice to slide without confrontation. If you ever want to know why people are bastards to each other, well, follow the money, I say.
You think Valkyrie bribed Blade joysticks or something?
Not with money, no. But favor? Absolutely. The main rule of capitalism is that the big fish eats the little fish. But if that's too obvious a play, the big fish need only deprive the little fish of nourishment, preventing the little fish from growing strong enough to ever truly challenge the bigger fish.
Ooh, we rolled a 6. Punchy78 mentioned she likely wanted revenge. Punchy78 mentioned she has a bad habit of holding grudges. Her whole song and dance about doing us a favor by shutting down our team, smokescreen. In truth, she wanted us out of the way. Punchy's an observant fellow. Never met the man, but I've read interviews with him. I'd say he's on the side of angels. We should invest in that relationship, I feel, not to the point where we push his ethical boundaries, of course. Wouldn't be proper. Agreed. Next time we need to get word out to the media, we can reach out to him, but we won't cross any lines. With the last of our lunch consumed, Loxley stretches out, getting ready to merge back into the crowds at Max. Well, you've the afternoon ahead of you to enjoy this impromptu vacation, and Marion and I have work to do to secure the new sponsor. We'll check in with you later once we have some results. Be ready to go at the drop of a hat, though. This may move quickly if all goes as hoped. Move where? Go where? Towards our destiny. That is both inspiring and profoundly unhelpful. He departs with a chuckle, choosing to leave it at that. With Loxley's business concluded, I'm cut adrift again to wander the floors of Max. And you know what? I think I'm getting used to the chaos. I'm getting used to the crowds. And dare I say it, I'm kinda having fun. I should probably be more worried about losing our sponsor and being booted from the tournament. We're doing okay, but the more Pro Tour points we get, the better. Still, I'm not feeling stressed. Dare I say I feel kinda uplifted, surrounded by so many arcade fans. In the here and now, there's Max. There's fun to be had. And darn it, I should have some fun. Excuse me.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, socks. Curious, I pull my phone from my pocket to be greeted by a smiling Iris.
I've been analyzing your conversational tone and heart rate ever since this morning. Aside from a brief spike of stress early on, you're doing well. I'm glad our efforts are paying off.
Yeah, we'll be back on track with the Pro Tour in no time.
No. I mean our efforts at helping you with your mental health issues.
My what? If you mean my desire to win, maybe I get too fixated, but I wouldn't go so far as to call it a mental health issue.
Call it what you like, but know that I think you're in a much healthier place now. You and the rest of your team. Think about it. You're all here, pulling for a common cause, but also relaxing and enjoying time spent with friends. You're in a better place. And trust me, so are they. In fact, I'd say the real victory was...
Please don't say the friends we made along the way.
No matter what label you give it, the fact that you've all bonded over your woes and joys, your troubles and triumphs, it says a lot, you know?
I guess it hasn't been that long, but I already feel close to everyone in Future Forward.
Anyone in particular strike your fancy?
What fancy and how is it being struck?
Don't forget, when we first started on this path together, I said that you might even find romance. They're your friends, yes, but they love and care about you, even if some wouldn't use those exact words. For some, perhaps that goes a little further than you might think. I know you wanted to keep things cool at first. You told me you weren't interested in flirting, but, well, you've had a lot of time to get to know them, yes? Maybe it's time to start thinking more about who's interested in you and your interest in them. Now, don't feel obliged to make a move yet. I'm still calculating your relationship data and emotional analytics. I can advise you as to the right time. Just something to think about, okay?
Okay, so I'm not gonna roll for this, but I am going to go for the first option. You know, there is someone who makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It's funny you should bring this up, actually. Now that I think about it, there is someone who I'd love to spend more time with. Who? Who? You have to ask, you're the emotional interpreter. Surely you can figure it out. Aw, but I wanted spoilers. Come on, please. So, it looks like we already pretty much picked Grace. I thought that we did right when, we had that last chapter, so if we want to stay with Grace, just let me know. Let's do it. It's Grace. She's so wonderful. She has a brilliant mind, a warm heart, and I feel so nice being around her. Aw, that's adorable. Thanks, I'll do everything I can to help you in your love life. Just say the word. Anyway, you've got the rest of the afternoon to spend with your friends. How about I open your map and point out where they are now? Sure, show me what you got. Now performing location search. Beep, beep, ding, here you are. Okay, so we've got Grace in the Indie Arcade, Zapper in the Expo floor, Bunny is at the Palace booth, and Domino is outside. So let's see what we got. Alright, we rolled a 4, so we are going to go hang out with Domino. I could swear I saw Domino on his way out the doors. I'd recognize that ratty old coat he wears anywhere. Why hang around out there, though? All the fun stuff's inside. Maybe I should drop in and see how he's doing. I find him loitering off to the side, squatting down by the building with his head in his hands as Max attendees troop in and out of the building nearby. As I approach, he peers through me through his fingers, then very gradually straightens up. As much as he can, given he naturally slouches.
Hey there.
How's the sponsor hunt going? Cutting me off with a line of questioning before I can ask how he's doing. Very Domino. It's going well. Loxley and Rhapsody may have a lead. They're working on confirming it before getting my hopes up. Awful thing, having hope. Right. Anyway, it's no big deal if it falls through. I'm sure Iris can find someone, anyone, willing to give us cash.
My sources say yes.
You can count on me, Socks. I'll make sure you and Domino and everyone are all set to conquer the gaming world. I'm already indexing some possible candidates in case our current efforts fall through, and she does that, doesn't she? Does what? Indexes stuff? Listens in on all your conversations. It's part of her personality and relationship analytics. Also handy when I need to recall a detail I forgot, I just click the history button in her app. If it helps, All my memories of Sox's conversations are heavily encrypted. Even my sister instances in the Iris Collective can't read them. I respect Sox's privacy and honor their confidence in me. And can you actually turn her off? Yes, I mean, I think so. Would you prefer that? I don't know. Maybe. I'm in a weird mood. If you want to talk, I'd like to talk to you, if you know what I mean. Okay, Iris, mind disengaging the microphone for a bit?
Iris offline.
No problem. I'm happy to support you in any way I can. Iris, offline. Domino waits a moment before speaking.
Sure. Let's embrace our doom.
You know, she's probably going to end up being the kind of thing that Isaac Asimov was warning us about, right? She means well, I don't doubt that she means well, but everything that goes sideways in life, well, you can attribute it to the two major sins: malice and incompetence.
Failure is always an option.
If she's not malicious, she can always be incompetent. Can always misunderstand human nature, and her best efforts to help end up causing the singularity apocalypse. In the end, we may just have to hope that our new god is kind and wise. Can you say Iris is both kind and wise? Kind, sure. As for wise, well, I've kind of been encouraging her to do whatever it takes to support Future Forward, but... oh goody, whatever it takes. The three best words in the vernacular.
This can't possibly end badly.
Can't think of any way in which that could backfire, can you? Alright, we rolled a 5, so we're actually going to be building up Grace. Let's not forget that Iris was made in Grace's image, by her own hands. If we trust Grace, we trust Iris, and vice versa. So even if she's used for naughty things, in the end, we know she has all the compassion of Grace deep in her thinner code, right? True, and I do trust Grace's moral compass. I just hope that humanity's tendency to make mistakes for the greater good didn't leak through to Iris, too. Guess I'm just on a worry train station, rolling out the station towards Anxietyville. Anxiety's eating at you today, huh? Yeah, kinda. I had fun helping Grace obtain valuable geek tokens earlier, but man, the brands, it just got overwhelming, beaten down by advertising on all sides. Makes me worry about how much of our lives as gamers are neatly controlled and organized by these monolithic corporate whack jobs. And are we feeding that machine by pushing so hard for the Pro Tour, leaping headfirst into the feedback loop? I remember talking with you about gamer branding right before we moved into the apartments, yeah. Guess Max sorta overloaded you on that front? You could say that, yes, you could absolutely say that. Being surrounded by this madness, well, I had to get out of there, clear my head. And then you showed up with Iris, and that started me thinking about how much control we give over to apps and social media, and now I'm pointlessly ranting and freaking out for no damn good reason, and I'm freaking out about how I'm freaking out, and you can see how this is not working! They're all extremely valid things to be worried about, Domino. Don't feel ashamed about your concerns. You're not wrong to be concerned about how the industry manipulates people, and even if Iris is no longer corporate controlled, the way apps worm into our lives is worrying. So don't feel that your anxiety is shameful. I'm a little worried myself. Life is big and complicated and scary, and that's normal. Okay, so, I can see you're trying to help me by normalizing my fears, but right now, not helpful to say, oh yes, you should worry about these terrible things. Oh, oops.
Okay, sure.
But you do bring up a good point. It's normal. It's not the giant mountain of white-knuckle horror it feels like in my mind. It's just normal. It's a sense of scale, right? I need to realize I'm justified in what worries me, but not justified in how much it worries me. Scaling it back would help if I knew how. Some days I can know a thing isn't as horrible and depressing as it feels like it is, but it still feels the way it feels. So you're caught in a feedback loop. It just keeps building itself up. Yeah, pretty much. What'll break you out of that loop, here and now? What do you need? A breather, honestly. It's why I came out here. Or actually, there's an alternative to loitering outside the building. It's called the AFK Room, and it's run by TakeThis.org, a great charity focused on mental health and gaming. They provide a nice quiet space to rest. I can attest to this. They are great people. Better than squatting in a dirty alley near the food trucks anyway. Okay. I'm gonna go there and just be still and silent for a time. Want me to walk with you? I could use a break myself, honestly.
Thank you.
I think I'd like that. Thank you. Why do you continue to put up with a hot mess like me is a mystery, but I'll take it. Let's go. The AFK room isn't too far from the main entrance, thankfully. Once there, both of us have a chance to rest. And like Domino said, it's quiet. Nothing above a whisper. Plenty of water to keep hydrated, highly trained personnel on staff, and comfy couches. While we're there, he doesn't talk much, and that's okay. Whatever he needs to help even out his mood. He even thinks he'll be ready to tackle the max floor again in due time. Feeling freshly restored, I bid my farewell to the AFK room and Domino and resume the chaos on the show floor. Alright, so are we going to say hello to Grace, say hello to Zapper, or say hello to Bunny? Alright, 1 and 2 is going to be Grace, 3 and 4 is Zapper, and it looks like we're talking to Bunny. Why is Bunny at the Palace booth? I figured they would be around at MAX since P2W are participating in the tournament and stole our sponsor, but at the Palace? Shouldn't they be with their team? And as if reading my thoughts, Iris chimes in. The main match has just concluded and now they're setting up for finals. P2W easily got through the ranks. Thanks for that, Iris. Finals don't start for another few hours, so Bunny is probably enjoying MAX. Just like you! I should go make sure that's Whew. I should go make sure that's what's really going on and that Bunny isn't causing anyone any trouble. Iris and I continue our conversation as we walk through the show floor. The Palace, didn't their CEO flee the country after, being outed for fraud and crimes and stuff? You mean Deco Nami? No one knows where he is or what happened to him. The corporation that Deco left behind branded from Deco's Palace to merely the Palace. Sadly, they're still going strong and making life more difficult for smaller arcades. I sigh as I approach the overly bright, overly flashy booth. Compared to others, this one is thrice its size. It's huge. The Palace spares no expense at MAX. It's a maze of ticket games, prize booths, and some more traditional arcade cabinets. They even have an FOD2 cab. And that's exactly where I see Bunny. Bunny is playing alone and by the looks of it is not having a great time. They appear to be haphazardly going through the motions of the game. Not really paying attention to the game itself or their surroundings. So I take this opportunity to saddle up next to them and press the second player button. The words, "A new teammate has joined," burst onto the screen and were brought back to the character select. Huh? It looked like you could use a partner. Huh, ain't that the truth? Playing by myself is not as exciting as you'd think. But what are you doing here? I thought you and Future Forward got booted from the tournament, no thanks to us. I thought you'd be on your way home by now. Nah, no point in sulking at home when there is so much of MAX to see and experience. Isn't that what you're doing? Enjoying what the Palace has to offer? Bunny mumbles something incomprehensible, ignoring making eye contact with me, and continues to sluggishly push buttons. Something's definitely up with them. Where's that playful spirit I enjoy so much? Before joining P2W, Bunny was all smiles and jokes when we're together. But it feels like ever since that team recruited them, their shining personality has been subdued. Alright, we rolled a 2. Whoops. So, everything okay. It pains me to see Bunny so downtrodden. I can't help but wonder what's going on with them. Hey, Bunny, is everything okay with you? You don't seem like you're having a good time here at the Palace. You can talk to me about it if you'd like. A sad smile spreads on their lips. I'm fine. Obviously, they're not fine. They're on the verge of tears. The pain in their eyes is as clear as the night sky. Regardless of that, they keep playing, pushing the buttons mindlessly, forcing themselves to continue the game. Placing a comforting hand on their forearm, I smile kindly at them. Bunny, what are you doing to yourself? What do you think I'm doing? I'm training up for the finals. You can do that anywhere, especially at MAX. I've passed 4 separate FOD cabinets walking over here. There's a specific reason why you're here. Bunny sighs heavily, no longer holding anything back from me. I've always trained at the Palace. It's got the toughest competitors. Not in the sense of the most skilled or talented, of course. I can just look to my team for that. The Palace brings forth the worst, most vitriolic people in the community. Heck, they openly support it, and they even sponsor known bigots. Being great in competitive games isn't just about being good at a game, it's about withstanding the abuse. I come to the palace because without fail, they will always fling the vilest words. I just step up to my spot and the berating starts. I wish that whole and untalented hack were the worst of it, but it's not. It's awful, Bunny. Why put yourself through that? I have to. You probably don't even hear it when you're up on the stage. People adore you and your team. You've had nothing but good press. Even when you lose. While my team gets booed, they taunt me. They call for my death. They don't see that I'm not like the rest of them. In this game, you have to be strong. You have to block all that out. You can't falter. If you let your mind wander to those insults, you can't focus on the game. You can't focus on your plays. You have to prove yourself, and to everyone around you, that you're in good. Bunny looks down at their shaking hands, breaking eye contact with me. So I come here to the palace. If I've already experienced all that and worse, then when it comes to me for time for me to perform in matches that matter, I'm already numb to it all. I'm at a loss for words. Nothing I could say feels appropriate, so I let them continue. It's draining, you know? To be constantly berated and yelled at, to be called offensive names, told that you're nothing. Bunny sniffles, bringing their hand to wipe the corner of their eye. You build up this thick skin and you wear it so proudly like some shining armor. But deep down, little by little, it whittles at your core. It's heartbreaking. I let the silence remain, each lost in our own thoughts. It's only the flashing game over screen that brings us back. So, Socks, don't think trash-talking me will get under my skin. It just won't work. Bunny has newly restored energy, seemingly back to their old attitude, smiling and laughing. Maybe our little chat helped get some things off their chest, but their words don't fully convince me. Come on, I dare you to say your worst to me during finals, double dare you. See if you can break me. Well, let's see. You know what? I don't even want to roll for this. I was gonna roll, but now, you know what? I'm just gonna cheer them on. Does Bunny really expect me to trash talk them after all we've been through together? I don't think so. If I can be there in the crowd for your final match, I'm absolutely going to be cheering you on. I'll be the loudest voice you hear, I promise. That's not necessary. Listen, Socks, I should really get back to my teammates before they start to think I'm ghosting them for finals. I'll catch you later. Bunny takes a few quick steps away from the cabinet only to pause for a stride. They look back to me. And, Socks, thanks. I can't say I'm not worried about Bunny. That was certainly a heavy conversation we just had. And I'm not sure if that made my relationship with Bunny better or worse. But what I do know is that I need to go do something else. I just need a moment to decompress from all of this. Okay, so one last thing we can do. It's either Grace or Zapper. And we are going to go talk to Grace. We rolled a 1. If there's one place I'm definitely going to find Grace, it's in the Indie section. IndieMax, previously known as IMAX before they got sued, occupies a large section of the show floor. Not as flashy as the Palace, not as popular, but visually quite distinct. I spot Grace playing some currently untitled goose game, navigating an irritating waterfowl around with a joystick. Honk, honk, honk. So, is this game for the birds? Huh? It's a pun, because birds in a game. Oh, I see, that's very clever. But hey, check this out. After her game ends, Grace steps away, and the arcade game doesn't simply go into its looping demonstration mode. Instead, a menu pops open with a dozen different indie arcade titles on offer, each playable for a mere quarter. Even the marquee art across the top shifts and blurs. It's not a painted backlit sign. It's an animated LCD screen which changes based on the game being played.
Wow!
Nice, huh? It's called an Indie Cab. It's a multi-game that even changes the cabinet's art based on what you're playing. If you roll one of these out at an arcade and buy up a bunch of indie games for it, you can play anything you like. So, multicades aren't anything new. Domino plays on one all the time, and Jinx hacked her Faxed Card 7 to be a racing multicade. Right, but those are hacks. This one's a platform. Games are distributed digitally and legally. The whole thing is powered by a generic PC inside the cabinet. The indie devs get paid for their hard work, and don't even have to manufacture a bunch of expensive one-off single-game cabinets to get their game out there.
That's wonderful.
IndieCab is really going to revolutionize indie arcade games. No more limited edition runs of games because they can't afford to make a bunch of copies. Do you think your RPG could be a good fit for one of these? Do you think your RPG could work on one of these? I know you made it for handheld game consoles, but could be a good way for it to get out there in front of people, yeah? And instantly, Grace's excitable cheer falls flat. I guess. Maybe. When it's finished, maybe. Something wrong? Well, I haven't been really working on the Wanderlost Trail lately. I didn't even bring my game with me to the expo floor to show it off to anyone. Why? You're proud of your work, right? Absolutely. Even if, there's a bit of an ongoing problem with it. I've kind of been developing my game for the last 5 years, not including restarting from scratch twice. And I'm not sure when or if I'll ever be done. So it's in development hell, as it were. It's more that I can't settle on one approach. Is it a hopeful game about fighting for the future? A peaceful game about a quiet life? Just a nostalgic RPG throwback? I don't know.
Aww.
Maybe it's for the best and I'm way more focused on Fist of Discomfort 2 right now. It's not like Wanderlost Trail was going anywhere. It makes sense, but it's not like we're in terrible shape for the Pro Tour. We can afford some time off for things we love, right? Grace, I don't want you to feel like my dreams of glory are more important than your dreams as a game designer. No, it's not that. It's just, I guess, I'm worried I'm thinking and turning into some aimless auteur, endlessly tinkering away on a going nowhere project. I want Wanderlost Trail to be something special, something of meaning and worth which can help light the path for others. Maybe I'm not decisive enough, not strong enough to really create something with that kind of weight. I don't know. Without a clear direction, I'm too creatively blocked right now to proceed. But that leaves me more time to practice my FOD2 skills, right? Which helps my friends. I like supporting my friends. So that's good, right? Rolled a 1. Artists still need downtime. Playing FOD2 during the Pro Tour could help you refresh. Grace, even the greatest artists in history needed some downtime to recharge their batteries. If taking your mind off your game and focusing on FOD2 works for you, good. But I'm not the least bit worried about Wanderlost Trail. I know that once you're ready, you'll make a wonderful game. So don't think of this as a failing. It's just a way to exercise your mind on other problems so it's strong and ready to face game development challenges. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's right. It's not about being lost, it's about trying new directions so I can find my way. Maybe I could work my new FOD2 knowledge into Wanderlost Trail, add a competitive aspect to it. Wait, no, it's a game about collaboration and sharing, not about competing for resources. But, Already I can see the gears turning behind her eyes as new ideas are introduced to her creative machine. It's worth thinking about at least. And once the Pro Tour is finished, well, maybe I'll be ready. Yeah, I'll be ready. Thanks, Socks. That's a good perspective. For now, let's focus on FOD2. I know we got, booted out of today's tournament, but there are plenty more tournaments to come. More qualification points to earn. Woohoo! I'm ready, willing, and able to fight for my friends. You can count on me. Never had a doubt about that. You value your friends dearly. Absolutely, but, even beyond my friends, you're important to me too. In a lot of ways. Really? Really, life's sure been different since you showed up. In a good way. I can honestly say these are the best days of my life, and you've been the catalyst for much of that. Thank you, Grace. It means a lot to me. It's worth saying, you know? Not enough people are open and honest about those they care about. Okay, I should finish checking out all these cool indies before the show floor closes.
Thanks a bunch.
Thanks for your words of encouragement, Socks. You're the best. Always nice to help cheer up someone deserving of cheer. Okay, I'm freshly invigorated. Whom do I want to talk to next? As I explore around Max, going up and down the aisles and taking it all in, I see something flicker in the corner of my eye. a shadowy vision that makes my heart stop beating briefly. Is that the creepy secret agent type person from Hamza's tournament? What the heck is she doing just wandering around Max? Not only that, but clearly scanning the crowd looking for something or someone. If Loxley's right and she's one of the dangerous groups seeking out Polybius hardware, getting spotted by her would be a bad thing. I do my best to blend into the crowd to avoid drawing her attention. No need to cause problems for myself or Loxley. Fortunately, hiding in a crowd the size of Max is easily done. I keep my back turned as she walks past, busying myself with watching a game trailer on a nearby monitor. Count down from 10 backwards. Calm yourself. Breathe. Okay. Damn it, unjust universe. I don't have time to deal with creepy conspiracy theories and mysterious women in black. I've got an esports team to run. In fact, I should be checking in with Loxley and Rhapsody about their sponsor solution. If we're going to recover from this nosedive and start winning again, we need to... Sydney Moore. Or should I refer to you as Socks? Play it cool, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool. Alright, option 4. You must be confusing me with my cousin Sydney. I'm sorry, you must be confusing me with my identical twin cousin Sydney. Honest mistake happens all the time. Excuse me. I would strongly suggest you take a moment to chat with me, Miss Moore. It will not take long, I assure you. This is regarding the matter of a certain arcade title you played at a recent tournament. I believe the name was Polybius, yes? No idea what you're talking about. I have little doubt that you are extremely aware of what I am talking about. Tell me, have you been experiencing any numbness or tingling in your hands? Perhaps moments of disorientation? Or night terrors? I'm fine, and I still don't know what you're talking about. Interesting. Mix Moore, contrary to what certain criminal annoyances may or may not have told you, I am not your enemy. My only interest is public safety, keeping dangerous artifacts away from citizens such as yourself. Any information you can offer me would be appreciated. When you're ready to talk, here's my number. She presses a black business card into my tingling hand. Embossed on it is simply the number 6. No area code, no exchange, no other digits whatsoever. 6? Your phone number is just 6? How am I supposed to... And she melts back into the crowd, somehow managing to vanish into the throng of gamers, despite wearing an outfit that'd make her stand out anywhere other than a funeral. As she departs, I pull out my phone to enter the number into my contacts. Why not? And then, I notice the icon for Iris is missing. Oh wait, there it is, peeking in from the side, jittering a little before scooting back into place. Iris, something wrong? I was almost hacked just now. When that woman approached you, there was an intrusion into your phone over the Max Cellular Tower. What? Did the cyber police seriously just back-hack me or something? The probe's gone now, but it was scanning your phone to see what apps you had installed. I got scared and quickly hid my data before it found anything. I mean, I'm a pirated software service. You could have gotten in trouble. Loxley implied she was part of a dangerous group that's trying to track down Polybius machines. And if your personality systems at some primitive level are based on Polybius technology, then she was looking for me. Good thing I hid then. We'd better avoid her in the future. Between Valkyrie trying to destroy our team for our own good, Coda accusing me of ruining his life, and now a creepy agent getting up all in my business, this day is not exactly going to plan. I'm supposed to be in the semifinals of a tournament by this point. Before anxiety can truly set up shop in my brain and get to work twanging those nerves, my teammates approach, all smiles.
Ah, a fine adventure.
Victory for Future Forward. We have completed arrangements with our new sponsor. Don't celebrate before we've actually won, Loxley. We aren't quite there yet. There's going to be an interview process, sort of. Are you being vague on purpose again? Actually, this time we're being vague under orders. Our sponsor wants to see how you perform with zero preparation. If we spoil what's in store, the deal is off. Seriously? Is it too much to ask that something in my life be straightforward and simple?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit unconventional, but I think you'll be pleased with the results. Everything should be ready within an hour, and Rhapsody's ringtone and upbeat K-pop song distracts them. 1 minute, Socks. This might be related.
You've got
Hello,
to be kidding.
this is Rhapsody. Wait, what? Seriously? That's amazing! Okay, bye. Rhapsody puts away their phone and I look at them expectantly. We have an unanticipated guest at the FOD base. Part 1. What is the FOD base? Instead of having a booth on the main show floor, they've set up camp in a side area for everything and anything related to FOD. They have their own panels, voice actors, and devs signing autographs, cosplay contests, photo ops, the whole thing. Part 2. Who's the guest? Jason Takeshi. If memory serves me correctly, he's the lead developer on FOD?
I vibe with it.
The very same. The one who is the brains behind our favorite game. It'd be an honor to finally meet him. Would you like to come with me, Socks? Touch fingers with the creator? Actually, I was rather hoping to fool Socks away for a bit to assist me in a small matter. Do you see the booth for The Palace over yonder? Yeah, I dropped in on Bunny earlier. Apparently they're a cesspit of bad behavior. Their esports scene is indeed foul and unpleasant, but their primary stock in trade is bilking children out of their money with colorful prize games. Serving multiple audience with unpleasant but highly profitable approaches has granted them considerable strength in this industry, a position of power they freely abuse with the flanks of lawyers to defend themselves against accusations of encouraging gambling in minors with their scammy prize games.
Shall we?
Tell me, Socks, how would you feel about engaging in some arcade justice with me? You're going to do crimes again, aren't you? If by doing crimes you mean break into their data network and steal corporate intel about their latest secret scheme, then yes, I am going to do crimes. But I'll bear the burden of naughtiness for the most part. What I need is someone to play distraction for me while I slip in and liberate the data.
Sounds good to me.
Heck yes, crimes! I can't stand the palace myself. Never have or will I ever cast there. It tarnishes esports' reputation with their poor sportsmanship. I hope that after Deco and Nami vanish, the company would go bankrupt at least, but sadly it's still hanging around. Seeing Loxley take them down a peg would be honestly kind of nice. I can go to the FOD base by myself if you prefer to help him. Either way, we should be ready when the new sponsor wants to see us in an hour. So we leave this decision to you, friend. Well, okay. So we're just going to make this choice and then we're going to save and we are going to head off for the night and find somebody to raid. Alright, so we rolled a 1, so we are going to burn down the palace, not literally, with Loxley. Who doesn't like taking $1 billion arcade tyrant down a peg, Loxley? We ride. Tally-ho and such. Don't worry, this won't take long and the team shouldn't feel any repercussions. My plan is sheer elegance in its simplicity.
Catch you later.
Hope you both have some fun. Meanwhile, I'm going to have fun mingling with some very influential people. Actually, before we engage in criminal antics, I think you should know something. I had a weird encounter with this woman in a black suit just now, someone who is keenly interested in Iris. I'm aware of her, not the time or place to discuss.
An unpleasant business, this.
Needless to say, she's one of the reasons I didn't want to trouble you with all this nonsense I'm involved in. I did mention other parties were interested in Polybius, yes? Rest assured that we'll maneuver to avoid her today. Agreed? I'd like to avoid a repeat of that encounter, yes? Very well, let us resume our normal tomfoolery with an eye to caution, of course. So, what's the plan? Do you need Iris to hack something?
A winner is you!
I'm ready, willing, and able. No firewall or antivirus software will stop me from supporting Sox's dreams. I admire your determination, but no, I'd rather handle the hack personally. The skill of an Iris guided by human experience is a winning combination, and I've more experience than you in such matters. Fair enough. So you're going to use your Iris for this? Indeed. Marion and I can make short work of the palace servers. Okay. I am going to save now. And we are going to pick up on Saturday. Even though this is the last day of June, I do want to continue this. So I will be playing this on Saturdays throughout July. And July is going to be JRPG July. And I am still trying to decide what I want to play for JRPG July. So I will probably be letting you all know about that on Monday, which is next time I'm going to stream. And we will be playing an all-new game then. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for something that I've already played, or if it's going to be something that I've never played before and I'm going in fresh. So It all depends. So, in any case, we are going to raid. This is a good one. We are raiding Count of La Monte Cristo, otherwise known as the voice actor for Ignatz in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Alright, so everybody, have a good night, and I will see you all again next time on Saturday night, and have some fun.
Okay.